Mr. McIntyre, the project manager of the BNTF. Let's welcome Mr. Carrot.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. As recognized, Honorable Rosette Sterritt, Prime Minister, the Commonwealth of Dominica, and Minister for Investment and Governance. Honorable Dr. Irvin McIntyre, Minister for Finance, Economic Development, Climate Resilience, and Social Security, and Parliamentary Representative for the Rosa Valley constituency. Honorable Greta Roberts, Minister for Culture, Youth, Sports, and Community Development. Honorable Oscar George, Minister for State in the Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports, and Community Development, with specific responsibility for youth and sports. Other honorable members of Cabinet, Mrs. Letitia Leshred-Wyke, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports, and Community Development, and Chairperson of the BNTF Oversight Entity. Members of the BNTF Oversight Entity, staff of the Basic Needs Trust Fund, staff of the Local Government Department, Mr. Trevor Shillingford, Sports Coordinator, Mrs. Kirville Monroe, Consultant for this project, representatives of Regional Contractors Incorporated, the contractor for this project, representative of Pillar Solutions, contractor for the lighting and the upgrading and the surfacing of the court, members of the Trafalgar Village Council, sports enthusiasts, community residents, members of the media, all the invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Started over 4 decades ago in 1979, the Basic Needs Trust Fund, BNTF program, original program mainly funded by the Caribbean Development Bank in collaboration with the Government of Dominica, continues to provide much needed infrastructure throughout the island that seek to enhance overall economic and social well-being in communities, with investments in livelihoods, education and human resource development, water and sanitation, basic community access and drainage. Over the past months, under the BNTF 10 program, we have realized the implementation and commissioning of various projects across the island. This included Berean Christian Academy Extension, Sabbath Estate, Granby Dubic Multipurpose Facility, then we went north to the Clifton Back Road upgrade. Today we join the village of Trafalgar and surrounding communities for the commissioning of the sports infrastructure. On September 30th, 2020, the Trafalgar Village Council submitted an application for the upgrade of the basketball court. Included in the justification was the fact that basketball was the main sport in the community, boasting of a team which had been national champions in the past. Also, Trafalgar Basketball Tournament was one of the biggest on the island. However, the small and old playing facility that served the community well over the past decades was inadequate to meet the current standards of basketball. The major constraints hindering its use as a practical multifunctional venue were inadequate support infrastructure. The facility critically lacked permanent washroom facilities, changing rooms, storage space, making it impossible for the village council to host formal tournaments, large community events, or use the space for income-generating activities. The second major concern was structural deficiencies and lack of aesthetics. The existing bleachers were dilapidated and inadequate, offering poor safety and insufficient seating capacity. Furthermore, the general lack of aesthetics and proper viewing areas diminished the community pride and attraction needed to sustain organized events. The upgrade of Trafalgar Basketball Court involved the rehabilitation and enhancement of an open asphalt floor situated just north of your community playing field. Following approval by the Caribbean Development Bank on July 10, 2024, and the tender and evaluation process, Regional Contractors Incorporated was awarded the contract for this facility. Works commenced in September of 2024, with final completion in September of 2025. Today we present a much awaited, upgraded project to enhance the playing of basketball in the community. I know today that Dr. McIntyre will be a very happy man. So, sorry if I single you out, Dr. Mac, but last year we had a mission visit from the Caribbean Air Development Bank. And on a side visit to this facility, Dr. Mark expressed a desire for increased seating capacity for the area. So we had to quickly get the consultants on board. At that time, the project was in an advanced stage of implementation. So we had to get the consultant on board, provide designs, and the contractor give them a short space of time of 2 weeks to ensure that we get this figure, and then prolonged discussion with the Caribbean Development Bank. And after prioritizing and juggling the funds, the evidence is there. I've almost doubled the seating capacity. Yeah, it's okay to talk. Thank you. So as I close, I just want us all, and a special appeal to us all, particularly community residents, and more specifically, the sportsmen and other users of these investments, of this facility, that these investments come at a very high cost, as was initially mentioned. Do not take this for granted. Show your appreciation by being good custodians and caretaker of this facility. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Mr. Carrett for this overview of the project. And as indicated, the parliamentary representative, Honorable Dr. Irvin McIntyre, is a very happy man, and I'm sure that he's going to be happy to speak to us this afternoon about this facility. Let's welcome Honorable Dr. Irvin McIntyre.
Thank you very much, Capsec. Let me first recognize Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, our Prime Minister, Honorable Greta Roberts, our Minister for Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development, Honorable Oscar George, Minister of State in the Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community, Honorable Members of Cabinet, Ms. Letitia Lestrade White, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development, members of the BNTF Oversight Entity, Mr. Matthew Carrett, Project Manager, BNTF, staff of the Basic Needs Trust Fund Office, staff of the Local Government Department, Mr. Trevor Shillingford, our Sports Coordinator, Mrs. Covell Monroe, Consultant for this project, representatives of Regional Contractors, Inc., contractor for this project, representatives of Pillar Solutions, contractor for the lighting and resurfacing of the hard court, members of the Trafalgar Village Council, sports enthusiasts, community residents, members of the media, other invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, pleasant good afternoon to all gathered here. Today is a proud day for Trafalgar and the Roseau Valley by extension. I say this with confidence because I know how long the young people of this community have waited for the commissioning of this new and upgraded space. For many of them, this moment has been years in the making. What we commission today is a space that belongs not only to athletes, but to the entire community of Trafalgar and the Roseau Valley. Delivered under the Basic Needs Trust Fund, Phase 9, this facility represents an investment in people. It reflects our belief that community development must be inclusive, people-centered, and responsive to the real needs of our villages. Projects under the BNTF recognize that development transcends the construction of roads, bridges, houses, and other infrastructure. Development is also about creating spaces where young people can grow, where talent can be nurtured, and where communities can come together in positive and meaningful ways. This basketball facility is a clear example of that approach. It represents to a long identified community need. It supports youth development and healthy lifestyles. And it strengthens the social fabric of Trafalgar by providing a safe, structured space for recreation, engagement, and personal growth. For some time now, Trafalgar's athletes, particularly our basketball players, have been asking for the improved space to properly channel their passions for the game. I am pleased to note that despite the wait, that passion never faded. Their commitment never weakened. Today, their patience is rewarded. Trafalgar has always been a vibrant sporting community. This court has seen generations of young men and women develop athletic skills, discipline, teamwork, leadership, and confidence. This village has been home to one of the biggest and most popular basketball tournaments on the island. Sports have always had the power to unite this community across age, background, and circumstances. And we must also recognize the broader role that sports plays in national and community development. It promotes healthy living, builds character, fosters social cohesion, and creates positive pathways for our young people to recreate. Facilities like this one create real opportunities. They allow for structured training and organized competitions. They make it easier to identify and nurture emerging talent. They provide space for mentorship, guidance, and positive role modeling. Most importantly, they allow us to better support our young athletes, many of whom have the potential to represent not just Trafalgar, but Dominica at higher levels. As parliamentary representative, my commitment has always been to ensure that Trafalgar and the Rosa Valley continues to progress in a way which supports economic opportunity, social well-being, and community resilience. Sports, culture, education, infrastructure, and social services must all work together if we are to build a strong and thriving community. Facilities like this one help to create that balance. They contribute to a healthier population, stronger social bonds, and more engaged and confident youth. Allow me to speak directly to the young people of Trafalgar and the Rosa Valley by extension. This court is for you. Use it wisely. Use it often. Use it with discipline and purpose. Let it be a place where you challenge yourself, support one another, and strive for excellence both on and off the court. Remember that sport teaches lessons that extend far beyond the game. Respect, perseverance, teamwork, and leadership. Carry those lessons with you into your education, your careers, and your lives as citizens of this country. Dream big, work hard, and always remember that your community believes in you. The true success of this facility will depend on how it is used, protected, and managed. That responsibility rests on all of us, community leaders, parents, coaches, and especially the young people who will benefit most from this space. I want to emphasize the importance of community ownership. I encourage strong collaboration between the village council, sports groups, schools, and youth organizations to ensure that this facility remains active, inclusive, well-managed, and accessible to all. Today's commissioning also reminds us of the importance of partnership in development. I wish to acknowledge the Basic Needs Trust Fund for its continued commitment to community-driven development. The BNTF has long been one of the most impactful development programs in our country, precisely because of its focus on grassroots projects, projects which directly improve the quality of life in our communities. We are grateful to Minister Roberts as well as to Mr. Carrett and his team at the BNTF who continue to push these projects to successful completion. I also recognize the technical teams, contractors, community representatives, and public officers who work together to bring this project to fruition. Also those who helped to prepare the facility, the NEP workers, their supervisors, the chair of the council and the councillors, Mr. Elvis Moranci and his family, who all made an extremely good effort in preparing the facility for today. Ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate the opening of this basketball court, we also celebrate community resilience. We celebrate partnership. We celebrate youth potential. And we celebrate Trafalgar and the Roseau Valley. May this facility serve generations to come, and may it continue to remind us that when we invest in our communities, we're investing in the future of Dominica. Thank you, and may God bless Trafalgar and the Roseau Valley. God bless Dominica.
Thank you very much, Honorable Dr. Irvin McIntyre, and thank you very much for these strong words of advice to the youth and to the members of this community who will utilize the facility. This facility is part of the Community Development Trust of the government, and at this time I'm pleased to welcome Honorable Greta Roberts, Minister for Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development, to address you. Please welcome Honorable Roberts.
Good afternoon, everyone. Of course, let me recognize the presence of the Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, Minister for Finance, Economic Development, Climate Resilience and Social Security. Minister of Investment, Prime Minister of Dominica and Minister of Investment and Governance. Honorable Dr. Irvin McIntyre, Minister for Finance, Economic Development, Climate Resilience and Social Security, and Parliamentary Representative for the Roseau Valley constituency. Honorable Oscar George, I am Minister of State in the Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development. My cabinet colleagues who are present with us this afternoon, thank you very much. Ms. Karen Prevost, Cabinet Secretary, Ms. Letitia Lestrade White, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Culture, members of the BNTF Oversight Entity, Mr. Matthew Carrett, Project Manager of BNTF, staff of the Basic Needs Trust Fund, Local Government Commissioner and staff of the Local Government Department, Mrs. Kerval Monroe, consultant for this project, representatives of the Regional Contractors Incorporated, representatives of Pillar Solutions, members of the Trafalgar Village Council, sports enthusiasts, community residents, members of the media, other invited guests. Ladies and gentlemen, a blessed afternoon to you all. Today we join the people of Trafalgar and the wider Roseau Valley, not just to witness the completion and official commissioning of this basketball facility, but to celebrate a milestone in the community's development, a significant investment in sports and in our youth. This project, executed under the BNTF 10, sought to provide a functional, durable, and climate-resilient recreational space for this community. It boasts of a modern hard court, hurricane-rated lighting poles and floodlights, expanded seating capacity, locker rooms, new washroom facilities, a ticket booth, snacket, perimeter fencing, and access gates. Ladies and gentlemen, we now have before us a facility transformed into a premier venue capable of hosting high-level basketball and netball tournaments. This project could not have been achieved without the enduring partnership and shared vision between the government of Dominica and the Caribbean Development Bank, which came at an initial cost of $778,958.04. Of course, on a site visit by your parliamentary representative, he requested additional seating, emergency water supply, and security railings, which came to an additional cost of $144,207.70, bringing the entire cost of this facility to $1,058,683.75. I highly applaud the efforts of the BNTF implementing agency, our project manager, our engineers, regional contractors incorporated, and the community project monitoring teams. Your collective dedication and technical expertise have turned this vision into reality. Sports, as we all know, is a catalyst for unity. It tends to bring community and people together. So it is our hope that this facility will become a sanctuary where our young men and women will find a space to hone their skills, build character, forge lasting friendships, and foster healthy lifestyles. As you are all aware, the Prime Minister and this government have been unwavering in the fight against non-communicable diseases. In light of this facility will serve as a safe place for regular physical activity, a cornerstone of NCD prevention. As a ministry, I want to reaffirm our commitment to creating such inclusive spaces that nurture the physical and mental well-being of our youth across every community. Before I end, I wish to remind you, the residents of Trafalgar and the Roseau Valley, that the true success of this facility depends on your collective stewardship. I implore you to take full ownership of this court and be vigilant guardians against vandalism and neglect. Together, let us work to build a stronger, safer, and more prosperous Dominica. May God bless us all, and may God bless our beautiful nation. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Roberts. At this time, we are pleased to have with us the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica. He's a champion for youth, for sports, and for community development, and he ensured that he was with us and present today at this facility. Let us all welcome the Honorable Prime Minister as he addresses us.
Thank you very much. I'm sure I'm sure you won't mind if I don't call everybody's name on this, you know, because I'll spend more time with this than what I have to say this evening. You know. But I just want to recognize everybody. Our Parliament for the Roseau Valley, and the minister and my dear friend, the chairperson of the council, and all of us here present, Ambassador Lambert. I'm so happy to be here to be part of this project. I mean, sports is an important part of the life of the Roseau Valley, and in particular Trafalgar. You're known for basketball, and you have been basketball champions from time to time in the country. And so, no doubt, when you look at the facility that is here tonight compared to what was there before, this is a major improvement to what we have. And our hope is that we will make use of it, because oftentimes we go to communities as a government, and people say to me, Skerrit, if you fix this playing field for us, we'll be good. And we go and we spend $1 million to fix the playing field. Then they say, we need some lights. And then we spend $100,000 to put the lights. And then they move to washrooms and they move to stands. And all during that time, they don't make sufficient use of the facility. And so I have no doubt here that here in Trafalgar, Dr. McIntyre, it will be different. People will make use of the facility and take full advantage of it, and recognize that the investment was a good investment in the community, good investment in young people, good investment in the promotion of our wellness as a community and a country. But the record will show that this government has been a major champion for youth and sports development in Dominica. You have seen over the country the kind of investments we've made in sports facilities, ensuring that as far as practically possible, that we have the facilities that are required to enhance our sporting prowess and our innate sporting skills, but also as part of our wellness focus and consideration. Because these facilities are not only for playing basketball or having competitions. I would like to see the men and women come here and the young boys and young girls come here to exercise, to run from one end of the court to another, to do some jumping jacks and to burn some calories, and to enhance your mental faculties and your physical well-being. Because sports and physical activity are important for well-being. To manage, if you have diabetes, to manage diabetes. Because if you have diabetes, you must exercise. If you have hypertension, you must exercise. And to enhance your wellness. So I'd like to encourage us to make use of it. I would like to come here and see the 70-year-olds and the 50-year-olds and the 60-year-olds and the 3-year-olds and the 5-year-olds using this facility to exercise and to enhance our well-being. And so we will continue to invest. The Roseau Valley is a major beneficiary of the investments that the government is making in this country. In what is geothermal, and of course geothermal will come live in February of this year. Whether it is in tourism, with the investments that are taking place and the support that we give to many small businesses to enhance the tourism offerings, whether it is the sulfur spas or the small restaurants or the bars. Whether you speak about the cable car that has made such a huge impact on the livelihoods of so many of us here in the Roseau Valley during its construction, and one can only appreciate the positive impact it will have on our economy and job creation when it is completed. Because I can assure you that 9.5 out of 10 people who will come to Dominica will want to go on the cable car. And plus Dominicans from all over Dominica who are going to want to come to visit the cable car. What does that mean? More people coming in and bringing money from out into Roseau Valley. That's how you generate economic activity. That's how you bring about growth. That's how you bring about job and money circulating among the people in the valley. So people bringing in to add to what we have is going to make a huge impact on this. And of course, we will continue to invest in housing, in the community. I know this is notwithstanding the fact that we have and continue to invest, we still have some way to go in addressing the housing challenges confronting the Rosa Valley, but we're well on our way for this. So I'm very happy to be here. I wanted to be here. I have been here many times and to look at the facility. I want to commend the representation of Dr. McIntyre, who championed this facility and to ensure that it came to a fruition. And of course, the Minister who's responsible at BNTF, Honorable Roberts, for her guidance through the process. I want to recognize in a very special way Mr. Carrett. You know, Mr. Carrett is an extraordinary Dominican, and who has made and continues to make such a huge contribution to Dominica's development. You know, I want to say to you, Mr. Carrett, that your work has never gone unnoticed, and we take certainly keen notice of the kind of work that you have done, your diligence, your commitment. You are always looking for a solution to a challenge, and not making a challenge a problem. And this is what we have to do as human beings. That we have to look at a challenge and see how we can fix it, how we can make it work. We always say that criticizing is the easiest thing to do. Finding solutions to issues, that's where the hard work comes in. And I think more of us need to spend more time focusing on solutions to challenges rather than speaking and lamenting about a challenge. I mean, the country would be way better if we could be able to find solutions to things confronting our nation, confronting our families, and the challenges that we have to deal with when the world continues to impose on us as a small island state. And so we'll continue to invest in this, and of course, as Dr. McIntyre indicated, your power rep indicated, this facility is yours. We are the ones bringing it, but at the end of the day, it belongs to the community. How long it lasts will depend on you. And so we must guard against temptations of vandalism. Because if you destroy this, then you're going to deny somebody else an opportunity, because we're going to have to waste money to fix it. And that's the challenge we see in many parts of the country, where we put things in place and people vandalize it, and then they expect government to come to fix it. And not recognizing that we're robbing ourselves of greater development, because monies that should be spent to build on what we have built so far, we have to use the money to fix things. And therefore we will not see ourselves moving as far and as fast as we would like ourselves to move forward. And so I'm hoping that the council can take ownership of this as the local government authority, along with the sports men and women, so that we all can work towards managing this facility. I want to place on record our appreciation to the Caribbean Development Bank that has been a partner through the BNTF for so many years. They are very facilitating, they're very helpful, they have been very helpful in the process and all the processes, and I want us to place on public record our appreciation to the Caribbean Development Bank, who has been a partner of Dominica's development for so many decades, and we look forward to strengthening the relationship with the BNTF, and of course, more broadly, the Caribbean Development Bank. And I must say, Dr. McIntyre, that in your short time as Rep, this constituency has been one of the major beneficiaries of the BNTF projects. One Prosper basketball court and sporting facility, the water supply, the cost about $2 million or $3 million, fencing of the One Prosper Primary School. I mean, and I don't have enough time tonight to speak about the other things. So there are quite a few things that have happened here, and I think, with the geothermal project, you have seen some damage to the roads from Silver Lake, Baffin State, all the way to the valley. I give you the assurances that we will not only repair the roads, but this year we will completely resurface the entire roadway to enhance communication with the valley. So very first, that's what development brings with it. It brings temporary inconveniences, but the long-term benefits will be seen if we allow the temporary inconveniences to come by. Sometimes people complain about, a project, there's dust and there's this. but these things have to happen. But at the end of the day, we understand the benefit of it. And if we don't allow for the inconveniences, then nothing will happen in the country. And so let us continue to work together. Let us see the good in something rather than looking at the bad in the processes or in its implementation. But let's look at the greater good. What it's going to do for us down the road. And similar like this, we come here, let us enjoy the facility, let's make use of it. And I think maybe McIntyre, Dr. McIntyre, down the road, when the funds available, we should look at covering this this facility because of the heavy rainfall that you have. I have some ideas I can share with you, but certainly we should look at having this facility covered so that we can make greater use of it, considering the elements. I know it was part of the original project, but because of the cost, because those of us who knew of this place before it was constructed, it is really an amazing feat to have placed this full court here, because you had the ravine down there, and I remember coming there and we walked around and trying to figure out how we're gonna get this done, and and all of us being given different ideas on how you put all of those different facilities on this very tight space, because we were looking at a different location at the time to build this court. That was one of the reasons why it was delayed, because we were deciding where to have it built and whether it could have been placed there. So because of the cost, the roof had to be removed, but certainly it is not removed from the future aspect of it. But no one can contest that this facility is 25 times better than what it was before, and I think that is the most important thing. So I thank you very much for inviting me to be part of this important, short but important ceremony, and I want to thank everyone who was involved in its execution. And now we will, in a few moments, we'll hand it over completely and officially to the residents of the Roseau Valley, and more specifically the village of Trafalgar. So thank you very much, and may God bless our efforts.
Thank you very much, Honorable Prime Minister. And if you do not remember anything else, remember you must make use of this facility. The Prime Minister often says to us that we need to ensure that the communities take ownership of the facilities and make use of the sporting facilities. So just a reminder to not just to those of you in Trafalgar today, but all of you listening around the island, that we need to join the wellness campaign and make use of our sporting facilities. Thank you very much, Honorable Prime Minister. At this time, we know that the community is thankful, very grateful for this facility, and we would like to invite Mr. Oscar George from Edgar George. I'm so sorry. Mr. Edgar George, a basketballer and a member of the community, to give the vote of thanks.
With protocol already established. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As we conclude this commissioning and opening of our basketball facility, it's indeed a great honor and a privilege to be here today to present the vote of thanks. Trafalgar has been the home of basketball in Dominica, and this upgraded facility will give us that much needed boost to be back to that #1 position for basketball in Dominica. First, I would like to express our deep gratitude to our key partners who have played a major part in getting this project to where it is today. The Caribbean Development Bank, the Basic Needs Trust Fund Implementing Agency, the Government of the Commonwealth of Dominica, Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development, the Local Government Department, the consultant for this project, Mrs. Evelyn Monroe, Monroe, Regional Contractors Inc., Pillar Solutions, also the chairperson and members of the Village Council. I must also appreciate the hard work and commitment of those who have been involved in basketball in the community over the years, To name a few, people like Jeff Douglas Murdoch, Fitzgerald Daniel, Ronald Charles, John Joseph, Nick Nicholas, Macklin Seja, and all those who have put in the hard hours to make Trafalgar basketball what it is today. We cannot forget our old but hardcore supporters like Maureen, Alex, Laura, Yayan, may she rest in peace. In closing, finally, we want to thank the NEP for cleaning up the entire area. And just want to thank you, the audience, and also the entire community of Trafalgar for being here with us for this celebration. Thank you to all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Edgar George. We do appreciate your remarks, and we understand that the community is looking forward to this facility, and the Trafalgar basketball team will be probably exhibiting some of their skills there with us this afternoon, if they can, this evening. The Prowlers, right? That's the name? Prowlers. We also have some basketballers in the crowd. We have P.S. Geese and P.S. Anselm of Veteran Days. Maybe they might join us. And of course, Honorable McIntyre. Anyone else who would like to participate, probably in a three-throw competition, three-point shooting, or 3-on-3 exhibition, which we are hoping we can have before we leave here today. At this time, we would like to move to the official commissioning and blessing of the facility. Brother Edward Lambert, Ambassador Lambert, is going to lead us in this part of the ceremony. So we would like to invite the Honorable Prime Minister and the head table to move across to the bleacher area where we have the ribbons set up, and we will do the blessing of the facility there. After this, we are ending the ceremony, like I said, with use of the basketball facility. So we invite you to participate. Thank you very much to everyone. We are going to move across to the bleacher area for the blessing of the facility by Brother Edward Lambert.
have water, we're baptized in water. Water symbolizing purification, cleansing, like okay, so let us proceed. Let's go on. Okay?
everyone for participating in the blessing and the commissioning. We are going to do a quick 3-throw shooting competition. I believe it's going to be led by the parliamentary representative. So if you would like to compete against Dr. Mann,